is a business where there are platforms that have exclusives. If you want to be in that business, then be in that business. You need to have your exclusives. I need to know that when you have first-party freaking studios, they're making games for my platform. We're going to take that and not make it exclusive. Why? Yeah. What is the point?
The next day.
Keep paying, ponies. Keep paying. Gallop away. That's why I have this nice little image behind me. Keep eating the crap we give you, because that's all you have. That's all you have. And you know it. All you get to do is eat Xbox games. Enjoy. At some point, you're going to have to question yourself. Why am I doing this to myself? Keep trying to gallop. Keep coming up with stupid ass excuses. But eventually, you're going to break down.
You are coping and seeding.
Oh, what a loser!
Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and today we got your next dose of the salty batch files. Yes, what do we have a theme for today? Well, in regards to third-party versus first-party talk regarding exclusives, how many first-party games from Xbox are dropping on PlayStation, and how that's a W. So, of course, we have some receipts here, some flip-flopping, all that and in between. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I said, what we're going to do is get right to it here in regards to the salt. Again, the receipts are there. We got some flip-flopping when it's coming to do exclusives matter. How much is a W for Xbox fanboys and frauds and shills in regards to how many Xbox first-party games come to PlayStation versus PlayStation's own first-party games. And we did talk about this in the Thoughts from the Vault section, but here, again, we have some receipts. Going to be pretty much Colt Eastwood heavy as well towards the end here because, well, this guy leaves a mountain trail of receipts. That's just what he does. That's how ridiculous he is, but we'll get to that. But first and foremost here, I want to bring to the point of Snap Blast Play. Now, like I said, in the theme of things here, as you can see, Sony will drop one first-party game a year. Xbox will drop one times first-party game a quarter. We are not the same. Snap Blast, I couldn't agree more. We are not the same. If you're talking about PlayStation fans versus Xbox fanboys, we are not the same. As a matter of fact, Xbox and PlayStation is not the same. As a matter of fact, you losing all your first-party games to a competing platform is not the same as PlayStation not losing their first-party games, porting those over to a competing platform like Xbox. You are absolutely right in regards to we are not the same. Do we not see the clownery? Do we not see the funhouse mirror here when we're talking about it back and forth? Do you see how ridiculous this is? Still grasping onto the followers that they have, trying to shill the nonsense out there like it's a W. It's not a W that you guys went third party and that you lost the console war. And anybody wants to say console wars are stupid, they're not needed, they never needed to happen. That's been around since 1972. It hasn't gone away until all consoles eventually do go away because maybe we're streaming, maybe we're able to download to any other device, and it will be a publisher type of thing, and console wars will no longer exist. But in the meantime, and as of right now, console wars do exist. We still have Nintendo, we still have PlayStation. Xbox will more than likely have a hybrid console of some sort that may or may not do well next gen. I would bank on not doing well. We'll have to see. Again, I want competition personally, so we'll have to kind of wait and see. But this gen, definitely not. Them going full on third party, we're probably not seeing that. But let's continue to go because we have plenty of examples here. So, Jez, in regards to do exclusives matter, right? Jez is stating here, as you can see, whole slate, baby. Whole slate. In regards to his little blog, in regards to Windows Central, new rumors suggest that Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Remake will be announced for Xbox soon. Whole slate of what? Square Enix games now? Congratulations. Those were never a first-party game from PlayStation. So will their whole slate go over whatever they want to release? And good for you guys, too little, too late? I mean, is that is that going to miraculously change and circle around to, you know, guys, Now that Final Fantasy games are finally available in full to the Xbox ecosystem, we just went ahead and bought a ton of Xbox consoles, the Series S's and X's, and whatever else. So now everything in the fate for Xbox and Microsoft has taken a complete 180 here. They're saved. They don't have to continually put out their first-party games to PlayStation and Nintendo Switch 2. It's good to go. Whole slate, baby. That's exactly what we should be aiming for, right, Jess? Do we see how ridiculous this is? Like, again, to peddle something. That's what he was trying to do. This isn't just a tongue-in-cheek or whatever. He's hoping for the best because of this. It's done. It's done, right? Let's keep going here. So he has another thing. He had a poll here I wanted to share. I thought this was great. As you can see here, do you care if Xbox has console-exclusive games? Yes or no? Black and white, 50-50, right? Most people said yes. And I know what you're thinking at first glance, right? 54.9% is only leading above the 45.1%. So not even almost a full 10%, but not quite full 10% of a difference here. But this is huge. Even if it was a straight 50-50 down the line, this is huge. Why? Because his followers are very Xbox and PC-centric folks. So the fact that people, and yes, I understand a lot of PlayStation or PlayStation fanboys or Nintendo even, might have chimed in on this as well, he has a mass following of Xbox and PC folks. So the fact it was even this close, it really should have been skewed to his follower count in regards to that. It should have honestly kind of been flipped, in my opinion. It should have been 54.9% for the no, and maybe 40 to 45% for the yes. So this is really telling, which means that the Xbox fans, the real fans out there, and maybe even some of the fanboys and shills and frauds, because you don't get to see everybody's vote, of course, might have even said yes, because it does matter. Exclusives do matter. We went over this as well in another Thoughts from the Vault episode. This is huge. I think this is really telling, right? Just wanted to share with that. I think he was looking for, coping mechanism. He was hoping to have some sort of echo chamber installed here to make himself and others feel better, stating that exclusives no longer matter. What matters is the direction that Xbox is going into, a third-party publisher mode, games everywhere. Hooray, but that was not the case, so I can only imagine how much salt was in the wound there. However, let's get to some of the meat of stuff here. It's like, what do I pick from here, right? Forget it, I'm just going to show it, the first Colt Eastwood one here, right? Ninja Gaiden 4 is an Xbox first-party title from Xbox Global Publishing, and it's Play Anywhere, another Xbox game, fall 2025, right? So now we're just bolstering up. Just a quick mention, he's bolstering up, even though this game is available everywhere. It's an Xbox first-party game. Congratulations. You could play this regardless if you already had an Xbox or PC, but what are we trying to shift here? Now it's okay. Is it okay, Colt? Because we're going to get to some examples here. Is it truly okay that Xbox first-party games are available everywhere, like PlayStation and then, Switch 2 as well? Stay tuned. Let's take a look at that here. Let's keep going here. So this is the other part. I love people holding him accountable. There's nothing better than doing that, because that gets to him more than anything. He admits that multiple times in a lot of his videos or podcasts that he does and chimes in with Gaz or whoever. But as you can see here, it's about the games, not just the plastic. I've been that way since 2015. Oh my God, just that line alone. Just that line alone, guys. What are we doing here? Who is he trying to fool? So for 10 years? For 10 years? Bull crap, dude. Bull crap since 2015. He hasn't even been that way the last 2 years, let alone back in 2015 when he was really striving in the grift faction here. But Tiernan, right? He states here, crying emoji, Colt, you literally made your living console warring with clickbait YouTube titles as of 12 months ago. Exactly. Anybody that's even been around on social media or knew of Colt Eastwood, even within the last year, like he said, even within the last year, where I've known this guy for 3 years plus on his stuff when I saw his stuff started rising, and you'd see the clickbaiting, even if not before that, right? I think I've seen him, was aware of him back in 2018, even more so. And he's always had the clickbait articles and stuff like that because that's what sells. The drama sells. Nobody cares about, hey, I had a good time today with Mario Kart, guys. Check out this video. That's not going to do numbers for him. Hey, guys, I had fun doing a needle gun only challenge throughout the story mode of Halo 3, right? Not happening. Not going to move any views, right? So he knows the drama sells. Also, he's a fanboy. He's in the inner workings with these guys. He wants stuff to happen. But anyways, before I go off on that tangent, we're not done, of course. But let's keep going. He has another one here. This is back from 22, guys. 22. Xbox said, y'all asked for exclusives, even the PlayStation dudes. Let it be exclusive in regards to Shinobi's article or post here. A PS5 version of Redfall was in development, then canceled, confirms Arcane director Harvey Smith, quoting, "We were acquired by Microsoft and it was a change with capital C. They came in and they said, no PS5, we're focusing on Xbox, PC, and the Game Pass." So here you have it straight from his mouth. 3 years ago, almost to the dot, 3 years ago, Xbox said, y'all asked for exclusives, even the PlayStation dudes, let it be exclusive, right? So here we have an example, prime example, exclusives matter. You want exclusives in your ecosystem, right? Now, obviously, in real time here, please keep Redfall exclusive for the rest of us out there. We do not want that anywhere else. By all means, keep that, please. We're not done, though. We're not done. As we continue, Cold Eastwood. So many gamers don't understand what an exclusive is. Looking at it backwards as one piece of plastic instead of the industry definition of a platform and their publisher. Example, Starfield is an Xbox exclusive. It's not up for debate or personal definitions. So he's, quoting another article here. So many gamers don't understand what exclusive is. He's putting his eggs in that basket at that time, right? And I'm sure he'd come around, I didn't know then, but he makes these comments like we just shown, right? That he was all about the games, not the console, not the plastic. But if that was the case, why were we even talking about exclusives? Why do they matter? Why do they matter? Clearly, this mattered to somebody like Cold Eastwood here. So, not done there. Not done there. We have some more coping, but taking a quick break. We'll give you a little bit of fresh air. Not so much clean air, but we got Jez back again. PSN being down, the recent outage, right? For the 16 hours or whatever. PSN being down should probably be a wake-up call for Microsoft Xbox about how much money you can potentially lose if you rely on others' ecosystem to provide your access to customers. So here it is, like Jez out there throwing out there, because they do listen, right? And when I say listen, they do see what Jez and Colt and all their special little insiders and special little inner working elves are doing, right? So he knows they're going to pay attention to this. Whether they do anything or not is another story. But all this is another coping. He's throwing his hands up. Guys, stop. Please stop. As you can see, if PlayStation goes down and you rely on them, if they go down for 16 hours, which is once in a blue moon, by the way, but if they do this, it's over for you guys. That's going to hurt you guys so much. Jez, is it going to hurt them so much as opposed to your entire fan base on Xbox not buying the game because they've been conditioned to play through Game Pass and rent those games? Like Colin stated, and please check out one of his latest videos on Last Stand Media, he goes into this really close and he makes a quote stating that Xbox executives flew too close to the sun and they got burned. And that's exactly what they did. Colin's always been a great, I don't want to say philosopher, but he has a great way with words. It's great analogies. He's just had a wonderful way with words. I think I can be good with words if I, take the time and put up with stuff and really kind of filter it out. But he puts my ass to shame when it comes to that. But again, he has he has a mind for that. He has degrees for that. He's looked into this. He gets in the data and analytics of it all, and he puts the BS aside, and he's just being truthful. Whether it's good or bad for Sony, whether it's good or bad for Xbox or Nintendo or whatever, he's out there doing that. And is he always 100% on the dot, right about every little thing? No, nobody is. However, he states a lot of truth. And again, go check that out, by the way. But that's exactly what's going on, and this is a prime example of that. But they, their entire identity this generation, especially for Xbox. But again, just circle around, Jez trying to stop everything from happening. Here's another example, guys. Are you sure you want to continue to head in this direction is essentially what he's trying to say, tongue in cheek here. But I digress. Let's keep on going because we got a couple more Colt ones here we're going to run through here. So again, we're going to go back to Colt Eastwood, right? And how much do exclusives matter to Colt? Well, I don't know. Here, let's take a look. Please click all the Xbox exclusives to continue. Well, if I was to update this, pretty soon there's not going to be any of them. But at the time, it was very amusing to him because Xbox exclusives matter. Xbox exclusives will always matter. Any exclusive for any ecosystem will matter. And here, it just pulls out to the forefront, right? It just pulls it out, and here we go. Why do exclusives matter? Because they do. They bring you into an ecosystem, right? And if you're not selling stuff, or you go the Game Pass way, yada yada, that's where we're at with things. But ultimately, prime example, Colt Eastwood. We're not done. We're not done. Colt Eastwood again. As we could see, no one has said Starfield is going to Switch or PlayStation. In fact, court documents say it's always going to be exclusive. Well, like things have done and changed, here we have that change more than likely, as the rumors suggest, and no red line. Starfield is more than likely going to PlayStation, and if the Switch 2 can handle it, the Switch as well. If the Switch can do what the Series S can do, and then more or similar to, expect Starfield to land over there as well. So again, exclusives do or do not matter, Colt. Do they or do not matter? Do they or do they not matter? It's one of those things, right? But folks, we're not quite done. Let's show another example here. He's still on it. Today was a good day in Starfield, and it just keeps getting better, guys. This Xbox exclusive is absolutely massive in size, scope, and success. Now, this was supposed to be Game of the Generation. It didn't end up being Game of the Generation. And again, he's talking about exclusive. This Xbox exclusive is absolutely massive in size, harping on the fact that exclusives do in fact matter, and they do mean something to him. Again, if you were just about the games, you wouldn't be talking about exclusives, Colt. You've never been about plastic? You've never been about consoles? Well, funny, this was just 2 years ago, but you said since 2015. The math ain't mathing here, you know? But I'll tell you what, let's do one more example of it. I know it's beating a dead horse at this point in the theme of the video, but I think it's still good to bring up. There's a ton of receipts. Colt Eastwood. Todd Howard calls Starfield an Xbox exclusive. Says it is better for being refined on one platform with focus. So even Todd Howard at the time was trying to, PR speak the game, PR speak why it was exclusive. Now, Todd Howard all along wanted this game to be multi-platform because that was the idea, right? He was very skeptical. I'm sure he was behind the scenes. He's not going to go outright and say it until the day he retires and he's out of that PR speak and he's out of that maybe NDA type of deal. But I guarantee you, he did not want this game to stick on Xbox at all. He had his reservations of it moving and shifting consoles. I'm sure he had his reservations of Game Pass and how that was going to affect the ecosystem, as well as those games that are, near and dear to Todd. I mean, he does put his heart and soul into these games. Jank and all, right? But the concepts are there. I do feel for the guy. But again, that's a little side tangent, right? We're here talking about Colt Eastwood, harping on exclusives. Harping on Starfield being the exclusive. This was supposed to be the crown game to hold it, because Halo Infinite at the time did not draw in the crowd it was supposed to. 343, of course, dropped the ball, as we all well know at this point in time. So the next thing that was supposed to save and help Xbox was Starfield and it being exclusive. But again, Cole Eastwood talking out his ass once again, lying to his followers, lying to his fan base, lying to himself, all in the name of shilling, all in the name of spreading the good word of Xbox, right? The cult that is within the Colt Eastwood himself, the cult within the Xbox circle and the frauds and shills trying to make that almighty dollar. Essentially, that's all it is, right? So I will wrap up the video here, but again, the theme of it was talking about Xbox exclusives landing everywhere, why that was a big deal, that's a W to them. It's not. Exclusives didn't matter anymore. They don't matter anymore, but that's funny because as we've seen plenty of examples, and I could go and make a 5 to 6 hour documentary of this alone on how much exclusives matter to these Xbox fans and fanboys alike, but all of a sudden they want you to believe that exclusives don't matter and it's a good thing. Unpack that as you will, but I appreciate it, folks. We'll wrap it up here. You get that extra salty batch file here, of course, for the week because all sorts of goodness coming out, and I do have to share this. It's just overflowing, right? But again, thank you so much. Obviously, we hit that 3,000 sub goal that we were looking for. Thank you so much. Now we are moving on to that 3,500 sub goal. I know we can get there. Still doing phenomenal. You guys are amazing with your support, so thank you so much. I would love to hear from you down in the comments section below. Also, leave a like if you will. Both those things do help out the algorithm, of course. And if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. Much appreciated, so we can keep going, spreading the truth, being honest with you guys, and hopefully you enjoy the truth as well. So enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and always, at the end of the day, just remember, don't be a salty batch, and we'll see y'all next time on the next Xvault Gaming video, and until then, take care.